Hi everyone, it's the Comic Fan Man here coming at you with another video. And in today's video, we're going to have a look here at the Thundercats Classic figure from Bandai. And these were Thundercat figures that came out around 2011, I believe, when the Thundercats Cartoon Network cartoon came out. And yeah, I was going through my comic book store, and sure enough, there he was. I love that comic book store. Every time I go in there, there's something to like pull on my heartstrings. And yeah, as you can see, this was the line of the 2011 figures, and it looks like they had Lion-O and Tigra that they did at this size, which is pretty cool. All right. Let's open them up and see what we got. All right, so here he is out of the box with all of his accessories. And this is a really cool setup here. First of all, he has these two extra hands here that you swap out. This one obviously holds the Sword of Omen, and this one goes around it like that. So that's going to be cool to see if I can pose it like that, to have both hands around the Sword of Omens. Very cool, like that. Two extra hands there. Here is the Sword of Omens when it's not activated. The Eye of Thundera in the middle. Very nicely done. And then here comes the full Sword of Omens extended with the Thundercats logo. Now, this is a really rubbery plastic, so I am going to have to try to bend this back into shape. So yeah, there is that. Like this is old. It's been sitting in that box since 2011, so it's got a nice crease in there. But I'll bend it back into shape. But this is very soft, rubbery sword. But look at that logo. That's just clean. I really like that Thundercats logo on this sword. And now let's take a look at Lion-O. And this figure is big. He's got to be in the 7-inch scale, because he's definitely not 6-inch. And the plastic here that they used is very shiny. It doesn't have any kind of matte finish. It's very glossy, like all over. It's got good articulation though. Very easy to articulate and move around. Look at his Thundercat claws there. His claw shield looks fantastic. And his other hand here, very good. Again, lots of articulation. Look at that Thundercat belt there. Metallic blue and a metallic red there. That's very good. And I'm guessing this is an extra peg here to hold his claw when you take it off. He's got a swivel at the top there. Again, really nice articulation. Excuse me, ankle rocker and an ankle joint. Although the ankle joint, I don't know why they did a flesh tone on the ankle joint. That's kind of weird, but it is what it is. Double jointed and a boot cut. So yeah, he's got really good articulation. And on the back, nice sculpting there, nice work. Very nice. So let's put his weaponry on and see how that looks. All right, and here he is holding up the sword, calling for his Thundercats. And that's really good. This articulation really allows for a lot of motion. Now I'm digging it. Like if you line it up just right, like you can definitely get his eyes in between there, so he can get his sight beyond sight. really great. I love the way that looks. And then here we have his claw shield. And as you can see, this pegs right into the ball joint that would be his wrist there. And this goes here on the side and it holds it really nicely. And yes, the Sword of Omens does sit in the claw shield. The mini Sword of Omens there. You can sheath it right into his claw shield, and that's fantastic. Looks really, really good. And I gotta say, I am really happy with this figure. When I saw it in the comic book store, I was thrilled because I did not even know this figure came out. And again, these figures came out at the same time as the 2011 Thundercat anime show. And again, just like Motu 2000X, Cartoon Network mismanaged it and they destroyed a really nice original idea for the Thundercats. And yeah, it's a real shame because it was a fantastic show. Look at that. The articulation is nice. You can pose them around real nice and easy like. I will say changing out the hands was a headache. Like this sword hand is never coming off because it's got like a really tiny ball peg in there, and trying to put that in there while forcing it in without it wiggling around was, oh my goodness, it was crazy. And this hand was very similar. I had to heat up the hands a lot in order to get it to fit in properly. So this hand I might change out from time to time to put the claw on there, but this hand for sure, this hand is never changing. That's gonna stay there. All right, let's do some comparisons. All right, here he is side by side with the Super 7 Faker Lion-O. And I think he looks good. Obviously, this is exactly what Lion-O would look like, the Super 7 Lion-O, except he would be blue. So this is just the red version, which is kind of like the Thundercats version of Faker. As you can see, he is a lot bigger than him. So he actually might be in the 8-inch scale. Because if I remember correctly, these are 7-inch. I'm gonna have to put him up with Masterverse and see if he sizes up really well with that. But as you can see, looks good, fits within the line. I mean, obviously Super 7 does their own kind of work. They have their own sculpt here. But yeah, I think it's really cool. The fact that this one's so articulated just gives it a nice little dimension. But as you can see, the shininess of it is the only thing that kind of like gives me a little bit of pause, because this looks so much better. But it looks great for Lion-O. And here he is with Super 7's Grune the Destroyer, which Grune the Destroyer is a little bit bigger than Lion-O. And yes, you can see, well, I mean, he's squat, so they're about the same size with him being squat. So yeah, he's a big figure, and he's a big articulated figure, which is fantastic. And here he is side by side with the 2011 Thundercats Lion-O. And yeah, same company, different scales. Really cool though. Yeah, Bandai did these as well, but they're a lot smaller, all the same kind of articulation, but this one has black pins in there at the articulation points, whereas this one, at least they went flesh tone, but they went flesh tone with all the pins, including the pins in his ankle. But yeah, they go, you can see, same kind of articulation points, same kind of technology, just different sizing altogether. And here he is alongside the 2011 Thundercats Mumm-Ra. And yeah, this Mumm-Ra is very big compared to this Lion-O. but not so big when it comes to the Classic Lion-O. And in celebration of the Motu Thundercats crossover, here he is alongside a Masterverse movie He-Man, and this has the Ramen Toys fixed Dolph Lundgren head, and yeah, obviously he's bigger. He's bigger than the Masterverse figures, so yeah, he's got to be in the 8-inch scale. So that's pretty cool. So that means there's only one 8-inch scale figure that I might be able to put him up with. All right, so yep, Blade Master Wang is bigger, but man, took a few different figures to finally find somebody his size. So yeah, this is pretty cool as far as size wise. They size up pretty well. I dig it. And yeah, you know, you can have Lord of the Thundercats trying to tame the wild tiger of Eternia, because I have him as my traveling monk of Eternia. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this look at the Lord of the Thundercats Lion-O from the Bandai company that they made in 2011. I just happened to find him in the comic book store, and I love the way he looked. Even though he is a little shiny, overall, I think it's a fantastic looking figure. I think he calls back really beautifully to the cartoon, because he looks very much like the animated cartoon. His articulation is absolutely fantastic. The fact that he can hold the sword like this with both hands, even with his shield hand, is amazing. And the fact that you can stuff the tiny Sword of Omens, you can sheath it in his claw, is pretty amazing. I love what they did here. Bandai did a fantastic job in 2011. Like, this figure was ahead of his time with articulation, that's for sure. All right, if you feel that I've earned it, please give me a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye now.